Hello, all of you. Here we begin with the 7th class for partnership and we are continuing admission of partner. Yesterday, half of the class, we have done how to calculate new profit sharing ratio, when to multiply 1/3 share and when to minus 1/3. That language should be clear to all of you. Okay. Now, admission is very scoring and one of my favorites. Aaj ke class mein you will enjoy doing the problems. Then second, we have written yesterday in the beginning only. Acha, one thing. I have sent you all PDF for the remaining answers for the new PSR. So make sure you do it. I have uploaded that PDF in the app also and I have sent you all in group also. If you feel you are stuck up in any example, give me a voice note, I'll clear it. Yesterday, we have seen list. Whenever a partner is admitted, working note 1, new PSR. Working note 2, goodwill, raise the goodwill, write off the goodwill and so on. And then revaluation account. Yesterday, I have made you clear why to prepare revaluation account. Then old reserves, give it to the old partners. And next, the last one is adjustment of the closing capital, which I have not taught you. I'll be teaching it along with the problems today. Now, yesterday I have started with a problem and I have asked you all to tell me at least revaluation profit आपने घर में calculate किया? Revaluation profit, have you done or not? See, we have done the first problem. कल खत्म कर लिया था राज और सिमरन. Achha, what is the approach? Prepare revaluation account, partners capital account, balance sheet supported by the working notes. So in the smile and strength problem, new profit sharing ratio is given. Goodwill is valued at 4 years purchase of super profit of the last 3 years. Okay. And third onwards, patent and all, this is like revaluation account. Some unaccounted data you have received. Bring investment to market value. So see whether there is investment fluctuation reserve, then adjust in that. If not, adjust it in the revaluation account. And bring the investment to market value and half of the investments were to be taken over by old partners. Are they investment ghar leke gaye? Prepare revaluation account, partners capital account and balance sheet of the new firm. Is this problem clear? Let us continue with this. Right. And I hope all the revision is helpful. And कल हमने यहाँ से किए थे. We have prepared working note. 3:2 new ratio. It is given to you in the problem. One second. New profit sharing ratio आपको तैयार दे दिया है. And then super profit के हिसाब से we raised goodwill, we have written off the goodwill, and this time the new partner is not bringing goodwill in cash. Yesterday's problem he brought the goodwill in cash, so we have recorded it this way. ये कल का problem है. So now sacrificing partner credits and receiving partner debit. So these are the two working notes we have prepared. Now let us start with problem number 2. How much is the revaluation profit? Can you tell me how much revaluation profit you have got? Oh, one second. Problem number 2 we are doing now on screen. Starting with revaluation account. T format revaluation account you all should prepare. Yes. After the revaluation account, we have partners capital account. There is no current account, so we will just prepare the partners capital account. And there are 3 partners. So 3 partners के लिए we'll park the space. After that, supported by balance sheet, and in bracket write down after admission of focus. Focus is the new partner. उसके balance sheet के बाद. And you know, in assets and liabilities, I hope the procedure is strictly clear. Follow the steps as I am guiding you. If you are doing any upward, downward revaluation, give the impact in the balance sheet there itself. Don't wait. And supported by more working notes, what we have prepared, uske beyond. Now, always we should write the opening capital of the partners ready. So we have smile and strength and focus. Smile and strength and focus as our partners. By opening balance. Smile is 84,000. Strength is 56,000. Opening capital is ready. Opening capital is ready. Okay. And in the opening balance sheet only, after the capitals, you have general reserve. So general reserve definitely you can give to old partners, old ratio. Ratio हमने यहाँ working note 1 में बना के रखा है 3:2. So how much is general reserve? 20,000. Give it to old partners, old ratio. Old partners, old ratio में दे दो. 20,000 into 3/5. 12,000 and 8,000 and nil. Next. New profit sharing ratios given. Now we will post goodwill. Goodwill के लिए what entry we have done? Smile is sacrificing and strength. Old partner strength is gaining 4,000 and focus 2,000. तो इनको डेबिट करेंगे 4,000 and 2,000 और यहाँ पे क्रेडिट कर. Are you observing one secret the way I write? This is taught to me by my teachers. When you read the problem and write, no, if you can, सबकी अपनी अपनी style है. Write the figures first. You will never go wrong. Then by strength account, by focus account, they both are gaining. So strength और focus में लिखो to smile account. Reference number working note 2. Yesterday in the working note 2, we have already prepared the goodwill. Raise the goodwill in old ratio, write off in the new ratio. Now, come to the revaluation account. Are you reading when I am reading? Are you writing when I am writing? And anyone wants me to hold on कि अभी time है थोड़ा speed बढ़ रही है तो let me know. Patents to be written down by नहीं, it is 2. Patents को 1500 कर दो. Patents are to be written down to 1500. How many are patents? One second. Patents हैं कितने? 10,000. And you want to reduce it to 1500. So patents value you want to reduce. Revaluation account debit. To patents 8,500. To patents 8,500. And come here. Patents were 10,000 minus write-off. How much you have written in the revaluation account? 8,500. And you want outer column 1,500. Stock is undervalued by 1,000. Stock is undervalued by 1,000. तो स्टॉक की वैल्यू बढ़ा दो, अगर कम वैल्यू है तो बढ़ा दो. So stock is asset. Asset को और debit करो 1000 and credit here. Stock 30,000 plus 1,000, 31,000. Please give the effect immediately in the balance sheet also. Increase. You are increasing. All datas are good. Super. If you can see in opening balance sheet, there's a provision. अब वो provision की जरूरत नहीं है. So what is the nature of provision? Credit. Now you want to close it. So provision debit and revaluation credit. Provision for doubtful. I don't understand कि asset बढ़े तो यहाँ लेना. Logic से करो. What is the nature of provision? Credit. You want to finish off debit. Revaluation account credit 5,000. And now we are saying all the datas are good. So we will write datas as 65,000. Next, there's a liability 500 included in creditors that is not likely to arise. So creditors में 500 है, you don't have to pay. So reduce the creditors. What is the nature of creditors? Credit. Now what will you do? Debit. Creditors की value कम करनी है, आप liability कम कर रहे हैं, तो creditors debit 500. So now please come and write here how much is your creditors given in the balance sheet. आपको कितने दिए हुए हैं creditors? 18,000. और माइनस क्या लिखूं? 18,000 माइनस कितना क्रेडिटर्स कम किया आपने? डिक्रीज 17,500. Next, unaccounted accrued income 1,000 to be provided. We have seen this adjustments in the final accounts. Income is there. If it is received, bank to income. Not received, accrued income to income. So revaluation account is like income only, and you are creating an asset, accrued income. Accrued income कितना? 1,000. Income तो है, so revaluation में if you credit, the profit will go to partners. But don't add in bank. Just write on the asset side. Accrued income 1,000. I'm explaining quite in depth so that you follow. Still not clear? Ask me. Next is very interesting adjustment. Star mark. This is a beautiful language. A datas whose dues of 5,000 were written off as bad debt paid 80% in full and final settlement. Yes, super. A bad debt was there 5,000. You had to return it off. This I have earlier also explained in final accounts. फिर से एक बार. Those who want to write, they can write. This is an explanatory note, but अच्छा है, लिखा हुआ रहेगा. जब bad debt हुआ, bad debt account debit to datas. When you have sold the goods, datas to sales. Bad debt to debtors 5,000 you have already done. Out of that 80% recovered. 80% is recovered. Bank account debit to bad debt recovered. Bank account debit to, yes, bad debt recovered 80%. 4,000. So can I say, when you have written off the bad debt, it is your expense. Now you have recovered the bad debt, it is income, and money is coming in the bank. Star mark this adjustment, very important for partnership, final accounts, non-trading, everywhere. There also earlier subscription which you had written off, you will recover. So bank account debit to bad debts recovered 4,000. Chalo. So what is the impact? Can I say bad debt recovered is income? Take it in the revaluation account credit side. Bad debt recovered 4,000. Bad debt recovered 4,000. Cash at bank is given to you. कैश एट बैंक एखादा लाइन छोड़ना था अगर कुछ असेट होगा तो, बट आई मिस्ड, अब छोड़ दो. 10,000 लिखो इनर कॉलम में, प्लस बेड डेट रिकवर्ड 4,000. बेड डेट रिकवर्ड 4,000. एड, कीप इट रेडी. Anyone wants me to repeat any adjustment? Ask. I am taking a break. आप पूछो. Datas are good, तो provision खत्म कर दो. Liability creditors, they said reduce by 500. We did. 5,000 were already written off in bad debts, and now you have recovered 4,000. So it's your income. A claim of workman's compensation is to be provided 3,000. Look at your opening balance sheet. I hope all of you are having this printout. Workman's compensation fund is 12,000. Now how much do you need to maintain it? 3,000. Workman's compensation fund is 3,000. Workman's compensation fund is 3,000. So 12,000 is not required. And don't put it in revaluation. Ma'am, revaluation में डाले तो वहां से भी तो it will come in the capital account, but it's a blunder. Workman's compensation is not a liability which you are reducing from 12,000 to 3,000. It is actually an reserve. So 9,000 reserve is no longer required. Workman's compensation fund 9,000. Write it off in the ratio of 3:2. 9,000 into 3 by 5. Workman's compensation is a reserve. Write it off. 2 by 5. Write it off to partners in their old ratio. Okay. I am repeating, workman's compensation fund was 12,000. Now required is only 3,000. So 2,000 you write it off. Next, after this, market value of investments was 45,000. How much was book value? 50. So first reduce the value of investment and it's a loss. 5,000. Investment का value कम कर दो. Revaluation account debit to investment 5,000. Last problem, I have adjusted it in investment fluctuation reserve because it was there. Half of the investments were taken over by old partners. So now it is 45,000. So when investments are taken over by old partners, sorry, journal entry, what it will be? Partners capital account debit to investment. जैसे partners do drawing, they are taking, and investments nature is debit. So now investment credit, partners capital account debit. To investment. To investment. 45,000 is investment. So 22,500. Half of the investment they are taking in their ratio 3:2. 22,500 into 3 by 5. 13,500. 22,500 into 2 by 5. 9,000. Check and tell me, clear to all of you? Investments को credit करते हैं and partners are taking, debit the receiver. And now still I have cash में थोड़ा जगह छोड़ के लिखो investments 22,500 in my balance sheet. Anyone needs detailed working? I can make one working note for investment, but if possible तो इसलिए डायरेक्ट करो क्योंकि इतने सारे ओवर एक्स्ट्रा वर्किंग नोट बनाने जाओगे तो टाइम बहुत जाएगा आपका. Yeah. Check the adjustment, please, for investment. Investment is 45,000. First it was 50, 5,000 you have written off, 45 ka half you have given to partners, remaining half is here. Next. That's it. All the adjustments are over. Now I have told you compare the opening balance sheet and closing balance sheet. There may be some assets and liabilities which you have not written off. I mean, से कोई upward downward नहीं हुआ. So you should copy them as it is. So like cash at bank, 10,000 वो तो आपने लिखा. अच्छा, one thing I have missed out, the first adjustment only. Focus is admitted into partnership 41,500 capital. Focus ने capital लेके आया तो cash में add करो और 41,500 उसका capital account credit करो. 41,500. Now, datas we have written, stock we have written, investments we have written, patents हो गया. Goodwill is there. What do you do to old goodwill? Write off the goodwill to old partners because this is the goodwill of the firm before focus came into it. So this 40,000 goodwill should go to old partners in the old ratio. $40,000 into 3 by 5. 24,000, 16,000 and nil or whole. Come to liability side. Creditors we have written. Acha, there is no change in employees PF. So it's a liability as it is, you write down. Employees provident fund is a liability. Workmen's compensation fund. Yes, it is a reserve. Nice. What else is there? That's it. Chalo. Please cooperate for the totals. काफी सारे problem करने हैं तो total करेंगे आप. Revaluation में profit और loss आ रहा है. Loss दिख रहा है because lopsided right side total is more. So we'll start here. 13,500. $1,000 plus 5,000 plus 500 plus 5,000. 11,500 minus 13,500. 2,000 is loss. Revaluation account, profit or loss, revaluation loss. Give it to partners, old partners. आ जाओ, partners capital account हो गया या नहीं total? साथ में करो please. Revaluation loss 2,000 into 3 by 5. 1,200 and 800. And now close all the three accounts. Closing balance. Yes. Do the totals please and post partners capital account का total कितना आ रहा है आप सबको? $84,000 plus 12,000. Total is 125,400. 125,400 minus 13,500 minus 24,000 minus 1,200. 86,700 is the closing balance. Now, 56,000 plus 8,000 plus 3,600. 67,600 minus 4,000 minus 9,000 minus 16,000 minus 800. 37,800. Are you all able to do or not? अभी थोड़ा speed बढ़ाओ. Exam is nearby और काफी chapters हमने कर लिए हैं. 41,500 minus 20,000. So 21,500. Now bring it to the balance sheet. Partners capital account. Partners capital account. Now here is a small secret. Don't write it in the inner column. फिर उसका total करो बाहर लिखो. एक तो silly mistake होती है और time waste होता है. Don't do extra things in 3 hours of the exam. So I am giving strictly a very important instructions. ये देखो, who is the first partner? Smile. Your capital is 86,700. Strength. Your capital is 37,800. Focus. Your capital is 21,500. Done. Is this tip helpful or not? Directly write the capital accounts outside. फिर इनर लिखो, फिर बाहर लिखो. Time waste, calculation, silly mistake. Why not? Cash का total करके लिख दो. 41, 51, 55, 500. After all, add and less. बैलेंस शीट टोटल कितना आ रहा है आपको? टेल मी, पुट योर आंसर्स इन द चैट बॉक्स एंड प्रॉमिस मी एवरीवन्स नोटबुक द आंसर इज कंप्लीट. कोई पीछे तो नहीं रहेगा ना? आई एम गोइंग वेरी स्लो. व्हेन यू वांट अ ब्रेक टेल मी. आई एम ऑलरेडी गिविंग यू ऑल अ ब्रेक. आई माइसेल्फ आई टेक ब्रेक, दैट टाइम आई एम सेइंग यू आल्सो टेक. तो अभी इधर उधर नहीं जाना है, फोकस करके करो. कितना आ रहा है टोटल? Employees PF I have taken wrong. 10,000 it is. Now do the total. Please change if you have taken from the screen. Employees PF is 10,000. 12 to workmen's now. 86,700 plus 37,800 plus 21,500, 10,000, 17,500, 3,000. 176,500. $176 अमेजिंग प्रॉब्लम नो. इससे टफ क्या आएंगे रिवैल्यूएशंस में? एंड रिवैल्यूएशंस में व्हाट एडजस्टमेंट्स आई हैव गिवन वर्कमेंस एंड डेटास एंड क्रेडिटर्स दैट विल सेम कम इन रिटायरमेंट एंड टैक्स. आप पूछो, कोई डाउट है तो. All right. Nice, clear to all of you. Waiting for some response. समझ में आया या नहीं आप सबको? Smile, stand, focus, employees, PF, creditors. Every adjustment should be clear. You can make working note or plus minus for investment separate. Same for the cash and bank account also. I am doing in the way you will approach the final exam. But अगर आपको लगे कि नहीं अलग करना है तो बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं. चलो next one we will do now. Fourth sum, a third sum. Second तक हो गया, अब third करते हैं. Yes, read it please. Kanai and Rahman were partners in a profit sharing ratio a 3:1. They admitted Ram as a new partner for 3/8 share. New profit sharing ratio is given. Ram brought 2 lakh as capital and 50,000 premium for goodwill. Good. Give this goodwill to all partners in the sacrificing ratio, and balance sheet is given to you. Then balance sheet is of old form. Creditors, bills payable, and all the other details are given to you. It was agreed that stock to be valued. 1 second. Yes. Stock is to be valued, machinery to be depreciated, provision, and capital account of partners are to be adjusted. This is the only adjustment I have not taught you in admission. I am teaching you with this problem. We will adjust the capital accounts of all the partners in the new profit sharing ratio after admission. Difference you can take it in the current account. So let us start. It's a very small problem. Saath mein karenge. Nothing to teach. I am also doing. You all also do. Are you all following the procedure? 2 minute. Listen. 2 minute. Mind map. Revaluation account, capital account, balance sheet draw karo. Partners capital account, write down the opening balance. Reserves if they are there, give it. P&L debit balance, de do. Working note 1, old and new ratio. New ratio is not there, calculate. If it is there also, write entry. Working note 2, goodwill, bus. Now you start reading the adjustments for the revaluations. Once you complete this revaluation account ke baad, partners capital account banao, and while making balance sheet, make sure items which are neither devalued nor revalued, that you should copy from the opening balance sheet to closing balance sheet. ठीक है? चलो साथ में करते हैं. I think together we should do it in 10 to 12 minutes. That's what is the time for these kind of the problems. It's not having as many adjustments. Yeah, 10 to 12 minutes till I start the new concept. Adjustment of capitals ko time lagega because we have not done that. Baki sab to kare. Right. Let us prepare revaluation account. Revaluation account banate hain. Next. Partners capital account. Partners capital account. First partner is Kanha, Rahman, and Ram. Kanha, Rahman, and Ram. So partners capital account banate wakti, or you can write the opening balance. 4 lakh and 1 lakh. Nice. Chalo. Then we will prepare the balance sheet. After Ram's admission. T format balance sheet banao. Followed by working note 1. Old PSR, old profit sharing ratio is 3:1. New profit sharing ratio is given to you. 3:2:3. Yeah. Now, sacrifice. Why we want sacrifice goodwill ke liye? Sacrifice by Kanha. Old ratio 3/4. New ratio 3/8. 32. 4, 8. 3 8s are 24. And 8 and 32 ka difference है 4. 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. 12/32. Kanha is over. Next is 12/32 is the sacrifice, and then you can divide by 4, 4, na? So 4 3s are 12 and 4 8s are 32. So sacrifice this 3 bytes. Now, sacrifice. Is my speed fine? Are you all with me in working note 1? Sacrifice by Rahman. Old ratio 1 by 4. New ratio 2 by 8. 2 by 8 is also 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 nil. So who is sacrificing? Kana. Who is going to gain? New partner. He is going to bring the goodwill. और रहमान को कुछ नहीं. Rahman is neither sacrificing nor gaining. Okay. Working note 2. Goodwill. Goodwill, how much he is getting? Amount is also, I think, given ready to you, no? Yeah, 50,000. So just 50,000 cash account debit. This you don't have to write in final exam. पर अभी तो लिखो premium for goodwill. 50,000 goodwill he is getting. Premium for goodwill. Give it just to Kanha. Because you have to give the goodwill to old partners in sacrificing ratio. And old partner is sacrificing only Kanha. Rahman is the same. No, he is neutral. Na gain, na loss. Okay. Sure. Now we are ready to start the problem. Goodwill we can post now only. Kanhans ko de do premium for goodwill. All of you write premium for goodwill. And in the beginning of the problem, they said Ram brought 2 lakh as his capital. Cash and bank account debit. Cash hai, so cash account debit. Come to the balance sheet. Last में लिखो. Opening cash कितना है balance sheet में देखो 90,000 plus goodwill 50,000 plus capital. How much capital he brought? 2 lakh. We are into accounts class. Double effect. Give it simultaneously. Debit भी कर दिया cash को, capital को credit भी कर दिया, goodwill debit भी कर दिया, goodwill credit भी कर दिया. Now. Yes. Next adjustment, I am going very quickly with all of you. Stock is to be valued at 2 lakh. Stock is already at 1,50,000. लिखो balance sheet में. Increase 50,000 and bring it to 2 lakhs. Bring it to 2 lakhs. And if stock is increasing, it's a profit. Stock account debit to revaluation account 50,000. Machinery, give effect in the balance sheet, give effect in तो बाद में juggling नहीं करना अच्छा कितना कम किए कितना ज्यादा किए फिर balance sheet में आके करते हैं. While students write the exam, no, I go around the class when I give them class test after every chapter and मैं देखती थी what exactly they are doing. So this is what I have observed. Revaluation account तो 2 मिनट में करके मैम प्रॉफिट इतना है अरे बट व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग इन रिवैल्यूएशन स्टॉक डेबिट तब भी गो एंड राइट इन द बैलेंस शीट. दिस विल सेव योर टाइम डियर स्टूडेंट्स. चलो मशीनरी इज टू बी डेप्रिशिएटेड. मशीनरी इज 2,10,000. डेप्रिशिएट बाय 12%. कितना आता है करो. 2,10,000 into 12%. 25,200. 184,800. 184,800. So when you have depreciated machinery, machinery की value कम कर रहे हो, तो credit the machinery, debit the revaluation, it's a loss. To machinery 25,200. Everyone is clear the revaluation account without rectifying कि asset increase होगा तो credit में लिखना, decrease होगा तो no. A provision on data you have to create now. So write down data 80,000. How much percentage you want to create the provision? 5%. That comes to 4,000. 76,000. And when you create provision, revaluation account debit, provision for doubtful debts, 4,000. It will come here. Now, capital account of all the partners. Bas khatam. Such an easy problem. Look at your watches. 9 minutes are over. I said we should complete the problem. Abhi 1 minute mein profit aa jayega. Yeah. So now revaluation account mein no more adjustments are there. सब हो गया कि कुछ बाकी है? Stock, machinery. What about furniture? Oh, furniture also we are depreciating. We missed out. Please write down. Furniture is 50,000 and they said depreciate by 2,000. Super. They don't want you to calculate the rate and all. Amount hi de diya seedha. So furniture in the balance sheet is 48 and in the revaluation account write down to furniture 2,000. Now, there's a profit which you should take to partners capital account. 50,000 and 50,000. 50,000 minus 25,200 minus 6,000. 18,800 is the profit. 18,800. Give it to old partners in their PSR. Working note 1 में ready है. 3:1. You know, writing once PSR means 10 times. Reserve दे दो old ratio में, revaluation old ratio में, ये old ratio में, goodwill. So it becomes very easy. Now give revaluation profit to old partners old ratio. 18,800 divided by 4. So this is 1/4 and multiplied by 3. 14,100, 4,700. Is my screen, volume, speed, everything clear? Are you all with me? Online class है ना, पूछना पड़ता है. Premium लिखा, cash लिखा ये. Yes. Chalo. Now, don't balance, get the closing balance now because we have to transfer it to current account. So there are two ways. You can close and again open and do, but that will be a time waste. I'll tell you now what to do. Before I go on to working note for adjustment, I want all of you to check opening and closing balance sheet. Items which are constant, na revalue hai na devalue, उनको भी तो लिखना पड़ेगा ना. Cash is clear to all of you. कितना आ रहा है cash? 290 and 3,40,000. Right. Stock लिख लिया, debtors लिख लिया, furniture लिख लिया, machinery. Okay, done. This side, creditors we have not written. We should copy. No change. Ma'am, they didn't say so. I didn't take. This is the blunder, dear students. Creditor was 60,000. If there is no increase and decrease, please take it as it is. Bills payable 20,000. And now we have to write partners capital account. Kanha, Rahman and Ram. Now come to working note number क्या चल रहा है? 3. Read that line again. Last line, 4th point. Capital account of all the partners were adjusted in the new PSR and the current accounts were to be opened for that. ठीक है. Now heading लिखो. Adjustment of capital accounts. Adjustments of capital accounts. मैम टेबल में तो टाइम जाएगा, हम डायरेक्टली कर लेंगे, ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा, जल्दी बन जाएगा टेबल, प्रॉमिस। पर्टिकुलर्स कान्हा, रहमान एंड राम, what is their closing capital right now? Total closing capital. Can we calculate and write down the closing capital right now? There are 2-3 different ways. I'm showing you one way right now. 4,50,000 and 464 100. 464 100. What about Rahman? 1,04,700. 1,04,700. Or Ram to 2 lakh capital. What is the total capital? 464 100 plus 104700 plus 2 lakh. Do the total, please. The capital account of all the partners were adjusted in the new profit sharing ratio after admission. Yes. So already 2 lakh capital he has got is, we'll take 2 lakh as base. New PSR can be right 3:2:3. 3 by 8, 2 by 8 and 3 by 8. Write down new PSR. Yes. Are you making the table? So now you can take total capital as base. Here incoming partners capital they have taken as base. This problem is not clear, but generally in the exam they give the language very clearly. To take Ram's capital as base or Rahman's capital base for bringing all the capitals in. What you are doing is clear or not? Closing capital you want it to be in profit sharing ratio 3:2:3. अब क्या करें? 2 lakh into 8 by 3. What is the total capital coming to? I mean, say I'm writing here. 2 lakhs is 3 by 8. 1 is how much? So, question mark. मैं ना हमेशा लिख के करती हूँ तो मिस्टेक नहीं हो, ओरली मिस्टेक हो ही जाती. 2 lakh is 3 by 8. So 1 total capital. All of you also write down. Ram is bringing 2 lakh for 3 by 8. So total capital 1 is how much? 2 lakh into 1 divide by 3 by 8. So into 8 by 3. 2 lakh into 8. 2 lakh into 8. One second, huh? Yeah. So can I say total capital you want is 53333. थोड़ा odd आ रहा है, but this is only correct. आप चेक करो, कोई डाउट है तो पूछो. So total capital is 53333. That's what you want. Now you can write here. Required capital is not 7,68,000 and on. You want 533,333. 533,333 into 3 by 8. Into 3 by 8 is 2 lakhs. 533, 333 into 2 by 8. 133, 333 and 2 lakhs. So, hey, your closing capital is this. Now your closing capital is required as per the total capital brought in by Ram. So Ram ne 2 lakh leke aaya 3 to उस हिसाब से total capital should be this. So can we bring all the capital in 3:2:3, 3:2:2? Now excess capital, see the capital is 768. Now we need only 533. Remaining capital you can take back home in cash. If they say right now we are adjusting in the current account. Why? Because problem is saying excess capital transfer to current account. 264,100. 264,100. Kanha's capital is more. 104700 minus 133. 333. 28,633 से इसका कैपिटल कम है रहमान, you will have to bring money and this is so fine. Now first ask your doubt. Clear है या नहीं? Closing capital is 760 but we want it to be 533. 533 also in the ratio of 3:2:3. So excess capital transfer to the current account. Okay, very quick, clear. And I'm waiting. I thought some of you are writing the adjustments. All clear? Chalo. Acha, listen, dear students. Another way is total capital keep 768 and then adjust all the this only do it if they say in exam. उसमें क्या होगा? Ram will also get capital and then Ram will say तो पहले नहीं बोलना था. I got 2 lakh now you are saying 2 again. So I'm saying in a joking way but in a nicer way कि do the total capital, bring it in all the ratios only if they say in exam. ठीक है? चलो. Can we adjust the capital accounts now? You can take the figures from your table number working note 3. How much closing balance you want? 2 lakh, 133,33 and 2 lakh. So Kanha, from current account. Kanha, your capital is like 464,100. 464,100. But required is only 2 lakhs. So 264,100, Kanha, take it in your current account and then from there if you want you can withdraw. Am I talking correct with Kanha? 464 is the capital and you want it only to be 2 lakhs. So 264 de do. Rahman, you have to bring from the current account. If you want your capital to be 133, 333, you will have to bring from your current account. How much money Rahman should bring? 28,633. 28,633. 28,633. Chalo, write it in the balance sheet. 2 lakhs, 133,333 and again 2 lakhs and balance sheet total. 2 lakhs plus 184,800 plus 76,000 plus 48,000 plus 340. बैलेंस शीट टोटल देखो. No, this is not coming correct. 1 minute, 1 minute. What mistake I am doing? I hope you all are getting. कैपिटल अकाउंट तो लिख दिए, करंट अकाउंट भी तो लिखना पड़ेगा ना. करंट अकाउंट ऑफ कान्हा ऊपर लिखना था, जगह है तो ऊपर ही लिख दो. राइट इट अप प्लीज ऑल ऑफ यू. करंट अकाउंट. कान्हा इज हैविंग मनी इन हिज करंट अकाउंट. आपको दिया ना, कितना है? 264,100. Very nice problem. And Rahman is having a debit balance in his current account. Rahman is having a debit balance in his current account. 28,634. Now do the total. You'll get it correct. Eight lakh 77,473. 8,77,473. That's the total. Till this level, the problems are coming. Just look how many 3-4 adjustments were there in the revaluation and reserves and all. तो यहां तक तो पूछते ही हैं. Anyone in the class is having doubt or wants me to re-explain? If not, check the balance sheet. I'll give a break after one more problem, but just 2 minutes I'll be back. आप ये check करो. Chalo, we'll go to the next problem. What new you have learned? How to adjust the closing capital. Make a table. It will not take much time. It will give you clarity. Otherwise, you can do the total capital and then multiply. वैसे ही होगा, वही होगा फिर. ठीक है? चलो. ठीक है. Read the problem. Those who want to take a break, they can take. इस प्रॉब्लम में भी कुछ सीक्रेट है. नाइस प्रॉब्लम दिस इज. अमित एंड सुमित, समथिंग वेरी इजी, वेरी वेरी इजी प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है, ब्रेक ले लो. विल टेक अ ब्रेक एंड मीट इफ यू वांट टू ब्रेक नाउ. Yes, still all are rejoining. Anyone is having any doubt, ask please. Excuse me. Okay. So let us do the fourth problem now. It is very simple. Much adjustments are not there, but something very nice that if you want to keep the capital intact, then even if they don't want, either they should withdraw the extra cash or put it in the current account. Nice problem. The balance sheet of Amit and Sumit is given, and the partners are unable to bring additional capital in order to increase plant capacity, to increase the capital base to 150. What is the capital base right now? Language is something new. Today there's lot of borewell work going on nearby. Just one second. So I don't know if lot of background voice is coming, is it? So right now the capital is 50 and 30. And they want to increase the base to 1,50,000. Okay, so they admitted Lalit as an equal partner. To join, Lalit is required to pay 70,000. See, Lalit is required to pay 70,000. But in 70, how much is goodwill and capital? We don't know. Capital is already 80. 80 capital है and reserves भी तो है ना, reserves are also, so 90 capital is there, and if you want to make it 150, we should have asked Lalit to get 60,000. So what 10,000 is getting extra is premium for goodwill. Take your time, यहीं पे बैलेंस शीट इंटरप्रेट करो, क्लियर है या नहीं? Existing capital is 50, 80 and 10, 90. And they want the base to be 150. So okay, Lalit, you get 60. Why Lalit is getting 70? 10,000 premium for goodwill is bringing in cash. Journal entries they have asked. कोई और problem है? I'll make you write journal entries. अभी fourth problem करते हैं. You know what is missing in the fourth problem? There's no revaluation account. जरूरत ही नहीं है, तो छोड़ दो. Leave off. If revaluation account is not required, leave it. Yes. Problem number 4. I'll make you write what I have explained in the question. No, I'll make you write. But first you all prepare the format. As I am preparing, you all also prepare the format. This is a concept of hidden goodwill. अभी और 2-4 problem में आएगा ही. You will make partners capital account छोटा सा actually. Revaluations and all are not there. Amit, Sumit and Lalit is admitted. Amit, Sumit and Lalit is admitted. And then balance sheet after Lalit's admission. And then working note 1. Do it. I will explain the question again. No problem. Have you made the format, please? All of you. Amit and Sumit are sharing old ratio. 3:1. And now Lalit admitted Lalit as equal partner. Okay. So new ratio. Amit, Sumit, Lalit is 1:1:1. Okay. Now make working note 2. Existing capital plus reserve. Existing capital plus reserve कितना है? अमित का कैपिटल 50,000, सुमित का कैपिटल 30,000, रिजर्व्स आर 10,000. अमित, सुमित एंड रिजर्व्स मिला के 90,000. I hope everyone understand. Reserves are undistributed profit, but they belong to old partners, old ratio. So it's a part of the capital, 90,000. Now, required capital base. They want to purchase plant and machinery. So they want the capital base to be 150. So Lalit, new partner, to get capital 60,000. ये सब लिखना है, ये लिखना है. Existing capital is 90, required capital is 150. Lalit to get capital 60,000. Lalit got 70,000. 10,000 what he got extra premium for goodwill. Premium for goodwill brought by Lalit and withdrawn by Amit and Sumit. Now this is also new. Why ma'am? आप लिखो. बहुत पूरे अलग अलग problems I've taken so that you practice all the aspects of partnership. फिर भी frankly speaking 10 more problems I can add. वैसा है. Yes, chalo, quickly. Existing capital is 90. We wanted 150. Lalit brings 60. He brought 70. 10,000 is goodwill. Lalit will bring premium for goodwill. Why we are saying give it to old partners and then withdraw also? Because if we just give them, no, the old partners capital base will change. We want the capital to be 1,50,000. Is this clear to all of you? So 10,000 goodwill कौन लेके आएगा? Lalit. Who will take it home? Old partners. And partners are withdrawing goodwill or reserves or anything. Entry is drawings to bank. Finished. Now tell me, Smritika and all of you others, is it clear or still you want some explanation? No problem. जब तक clear नहीं आप पूछो. Clear हुआ या नहीं आपको concept? चलो, write down. If you write it, it will be clear. Everyone should write this working note. Thank you. Thank you so much that this concept is clear. Let us start the problem. Acha, where we are saving the time in this beautiful problem? No revaluation account. Start by writing opening balances. Start by writing opening balances of Amit and Sumit. 50,000, 30,000, nil. Reserves, 10,000. Give it to old partners, old ratio, 3:1. तैयार दिया है आपको. 10,000 3:1 में दे दो. $10,000 into 3/4. 7,500, 2,500 and nil. दे दो. Now, bring Lalit's capital. Bank account debit 60,000. Just as capital. Premium for goodwill के लिए we will prepare working note 3. Working note 3. Rupees 10,000 premium for goodwill brought by Lalit. Gave to Amit and Sumit sacrificing ratio. या तो टेबल बनाओ, raise the goodwill write off, और या फिर do it the way I am doing. Sacrifice by Amit. Old ratio minus new. Finish writing. I'll dictate this again. 10,000 premium for goodwill brought by Lalit. Give it to Amit and Sumit in sacrificing ratio. So sacrifice by A. Sacrifice by A. A का रेशियो कितना है? 3/4. ओल्ड रेशियो 3/4 और न्यू रेशियो तो 1/3 है. तो एलसीएम करो 12. 4 and 12 is 3. 3 into 3 9. 3 and 12 is 4. 5/12. Sacrifice. Sacrifice by B. B का रेशियो कितना है? 1/4. अब कितना है? 1/3. 12. So 4 and 12. So 3. 3 and 12. 1/4 was the old ratio and 1/3 is the new ratio. ये तो गेन कर रहे हैं. This partner is तो gaining. Three to 1 ही था ना old ratio. 1/4 और अब 1/3. So 12 and 3 and 3 and 12 is 4 minus 4. 1/12 he is तो gaining. अब ये गेन कर रहे हैं और वो सैक्रिफाइस कर रहे हैं. And the partner who is bringing the goodwill. So now these kind of the problems, no, better we should prepare the table only. क्योंकि एक गेन कर रहे हैं, एक लूज कर रहे हैं. I'll show दोनों वेज से. पहले आप 10,000 बनाओ. कितने के लिए 10,000 लेके आया? टोटल गुडविल 10,000 into 3 30,000. Any doubt? 1/3 के लिए he's got So now prepare that table. Amit, Sumit, Lalit. Raise goodwill old ratio 3:1. 30,000 goodwill credit कर दो old ratio में into 3 divide by 4. 22,500, 7,500 credit. Now write off new ratio. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000 debit. Lalit, we will not debit because Lalit is bringing in cash. Lalit, we will not debit because Lalit is bringing in cash. Net effect. 12,500 goodwill you have to give to A. Amit, you can say, ma'am, Lalit is getting 10, 12 kahan se de? 2,500 goodwill S will also give because earlier his share was 1/4, now 1/3. So if there is just change also in the PSR, gaining partners debit, sacrificing credit, this I have taught you in goodwill. Even if there is just the change in the PSR, S is not incoming partner but he is gaining, so debit. और यहाँ पे 10,000 cash debit. So what will be the journal entry? Cash account debit 10,000. Sumit account debit 2,500 to Amit account 12,500. Because he is sacrificing, he is gaining. लिखो, कोई एडजस्टमेंट में डाउट है तो पूछो. Nice, clear to all of you. So can we post this? Give 12,500 goodwill to Amit. By bank 10,000 जो ललित लेके आया and 2,500 Sumit is giving to Amit. और डेबिट कर दो सुमित को, क्रेडिट कर दो अमित को. To Amit. Sumit's account debit, Amit's account credit for the gaining part. And what Lalit is bringing, bank account debit, because he is bringing it in cash. Clear to all of you? Goodwill adjustment is clear or not? There is no revaluation account here. So now we can just copy the figures in the balance sheet very quickly. Plant and machinery 50,000. Furniture 20,000. No change. Stock 10,000. Datas 5,000. बैंक नहीं चेंज होगा ना, बैंक तो बिल्कुल चेंज होगा प्लीज. 15,000 एंड ललित ब्रॉट 70,000. अभी भी इनर कॉलम में ही रखो बैंक को. ललित हैज ब्रॉट कैपिटल 60 and 10. Now you want their capital base to be 1,50,000. Amit, Sumit, Lalit. Acha, reserves you have already given to old partners, old ratio, and creditors is 10,000. Creditors is 10,000. Now, come back to the working. One nice adjustment I am telling you. Yeah, Joe, working note 2. Right now the capital is 90 and there is no revaluations. We want it to be 150. Who said? Problem said. Bring the capital to 150. So we said Lalit bring 60. Now he got 70. 10,000 he got premium for goodwill. So if we keep premium for goodwill, the capital will increase to 160. So now hidden adjustment is A will withdraw. A's account debit, drawings, goodwill, 10,000. 2,500 is the book entry. Gaining partner debit, sacrificing partner credit. 10,000 goodwill. 10,000 goodwill. A will withdraw home. The reason is he wants his closing capital. आप देखो 60,000. S का closing capital 30. L का closing capital 60. Put together, this is 1,50,000. Magic. करो capital accounts tally करो, complete करो. 70,000 आ रहा है total. 32,500 आ रहा है and 60,000. I'm waiting. Is it clear? Just look at the capital accounts. If 10,000 goodwill is not withdrawn, again your base will go to 160. 90 is already there and 70 brought in. 160. We want it to be 150, so 10,000. If you want, you can write a note for this. If you want, I'll give note 1. Capital accounts are tallied. Amit 60, Sumit 30, Lalit 60. Balance sheet total आ रहा है कितना? $1,60,000. क्रेडिटर्स भी है ना यहाँ पे 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90 लाख. बैंक अकाउंट कितना आ रहा है आपका? 10,000 माइनस भी हो जाएगा. गुडविल ड्रॉन 75,000, 80, 90, 110, 160. Balance sheet total is telling 1,60,000. There was a trick in the capital account, so they didn't give the revaluation. This is how generally they balance. Generally ये balance होता ही है एग्जाम में ऐसे. चलो, we'll do some more nice problem. Ask me doubts if you have for this any. Two new things you have learned: closing capital adjustment, and if required, goodwill is withdrawn.
Ma'am?
Yeah, please ask. पूछो.
Ma'am, if hidden goodwill concept is given in the exam, then revaluation will not be asked. Any one or both?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं है. करेंगे, कल वो भी करेंगे. Okay. Tomorrow admission के time पे hidden goodwill is also there and revaluation. This is just I'm saying. And you can write a note, no? I said I'll give you a note. Note लिखो ना, note 1. Goodwill rupees 10,000 is withdrawn to maintain. Goodwill rupees 10,000 is withdrawn to maintain capital base. To maintain capital base to rupees 1,50,000. To maintain the capital base to rupees 1,50,000. Nice. We told we want the capital base 150. Lalit get 60. He got 70. So 10,000 goodwill we gave to Amit because of the sacrificing. And we said, Amit, ghar leke jao. So that we have the capital maintained. That was the concept I wanted to teach in this problem. See, I tried goodwill, this sacrificing ratio doesn't work. You do the table method. और एक चीज तो याद रखो, now come out of that, 11th 12th class students are taught new partner is admitted, old are sacrificing. Not necessary. Sometimes it's neutral, sometimes like Sumit is gaining, his ratio was 1/4 25%, now 1/3 33, so profit sharing ratio only increased, है ना? Right, chalo over to the next problem little quickly. I can't reduce the problems in this कि कम करो और portion जल्दी खत्म करो, इतने अच्छे problems हैं. This one is also super. Rain and storm are partners. In the balance sheet is given. Goodwill of the firm is valued. Dust should pay his goodwill in cash. Dust is admitted to contribute capital 15,000. Land, building, machinery, वो सब तो revaluation है. Fourth adjustment is new for you. इसको खिलाओ, 5 star खिलाओ, KitKat खिलाओ. ये कल के क्लास में भी था, last problem we didn't work out this one. The profit, and in the end I'll explain. The profit and loss sharing ratio is so adjusted between rain and storm. Rain and storm, what is the old ratio? 3:2. While between storm and dust, there shall be same ratio as between rain and storm. So new ratio ऐसे करना है कि rain and storm का ratio तो 3:2 है, तो storm और dust का भी 3:2 है. Capital should be adjusted using total capital. Last problem I have taught you adjustment of the capital, taking incoming partners capital account as base. Now total capital as base. Journal entries and prepare the ledgers. ठीक है, fifth problem we are doing now. अभी तो अकाउंट ही बनाएंगे, जर्नल एंट्रीज एक आधे प्रॉब्लम में I'll make you write. थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस और होने दो. Can we go little fast in the formatting and the revaluation account and all? Revaluation account. Partners capital account. What are the names of the partner? Rain, storm, dust. Rain, storm, dust. Right now only we can write the opening balance. Rain 40,000, storm 20,000 or bus. No reserves are there. Then they have asked you to prepare the balance sheet bracket में after admission of dust. Dust के admission के बाद. Followed by working note 1. Old PSR 3:2. New PSR is what we have to calculate. I have done star mark. Are you all with me? यहाँ तक पहुंचे सब लोग? Between rain and storm it is 3:2. Between storm and dust also it is 3:2. Some students do this slant multiplication and they give the answer. पता नहीं कैसे, मुझे नहीं समझ में आया, तो मैं तो लॉजिकली करूंगी. कुछ लोग करते हैं slant multiplication. Students have taught me, मैम एक और भी मेथड है, 3 × 3 9, 3 × 6 and ऐसे ऐसे. No. Rain and storm is 3:2. Storm and dust is स्टॉर्म और डस्ट के बीच में भी 3:2. So can I start like this? स्टॉर्म का रेशियो 2/5 है. 3/5 and 2/5. 3/5 is 3. तो 2 डस्ट का कितना? If you are feeling Dipti ma'am, you are doing something very out of the way, put your pens down. I will give you time to copy. स्टॉर्म का एस का रेशियो कितना है? इसका 3/5, इसका 2/5. 2/5 is 3. तो 2 कितना? So 2/5 into 2 divide by 3. 2/5 into 2 divide by 3. डिवाइड बाय 3 को इनवर्स कैसे करते हैं? 1 सेकेंड. समटाइम्स आई एम स्टक अप. अकाउंट्स के तो सब फंडास मालूम है, बट मैथ्स में समटाइम्स ऑनेस्टली आई एम स्टक अप. 2/5 into 2 when you do divide by 3 multiplied by we do 1/3, no? Yeah. So this is 4/15. Cross multiplication, logical answer. 2/5 is 3, तो 2 कितना? D आ गया 4/15. 4/15. So once you get this D, can you now get S? S तो 2/5 है ना, तो 2/5 और 4/15. So दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई बाय 3 करो. 2/5 into 3/3. तो कितना करेंगे? 6/15. और R का कितना है? 3/5. उसको भी into 3 करो, तो 9/15. So new ratio 9:6:4. I'll give you time to write. See, some students they do like this: 3 into 3, ma'am, 9. 3 into 2, 6. And then 2 into, ऐसे कुछ तो करते हैं, पर मुझे तो नहीं समझा. हम तो क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे. अब आप पहले लिखो, and if you want, I will re-explain again. I am waiting. आप लोग लिखो, और लिख भी लिया है तो try to understand it. I am sparing so much time because that calculation is important. Old PSR, new PSR, nice, no? There are different ways of working this. You can do like this also. This 3s कैसे भी करके आप कर सकते हैं. इन दोनों का आपस में, तो that is 2, तो वो कितना? You should know the logic that between rain and storm it is 3 and 2. Between storm and dust also 3/2. So S के लिए 3 is equal to 2/5. So 2 is equal to question mark. So 2/5 into 2 divide by 3, तो into 1/3. So 4/15. And S का तो already you know 2/5 है, तो multiply by 3. और R का you know 3/5 है, multiply by 3. 9:6:4 is the new ratio. Okay? Are you all with me? रेशियो में ही बहुत टाइम लग गया, अभी तो कैपिटल्स भी एडजस्ट करने हैं. चलो थोड़ा जल्दी करेंगे अब. नाउ गुडविल ऑफ द फर्म इज वैल्यूड एट 23,750. डस्ट इज ब्रिंगिंग प्रीमियम फॉर गुडविल इन कैश. ठीक है, चलो. सो वी विल प्रिपेयर दैट टेबल मेथड. वर्किंग नोट नंबर क्या चल रहा है? 2. Why, ma'am, we are preparing the table method? Because total goodwill is given. No. Rainstorm dust. Goodwill raise in old ratio. 3:2. कितना है total goodwill? 23,750. Pick up your calculators, all of you. Raise the goodwill in old ratio. 23,750 into 3 by 5. 14,250 minus 23,650. 9,005. Raise the goodwill in old ratio. Credit. Write off the goodwill in new ratio. Debit. Write off in new ratio. Debit. 9:6:4. 23,750 into 9 by 19. 11,250 debit. 23,750 into 6 divided by 19. 7,500 debit. 23,750 into 4 divided by 19. 5,000 debit लिखा है, but don't debit because it is brought in cash. The very first day before yesterday's class, goodwill is brought in cash, then cash to premium for goodwill. If not, then incoming partners capital account debit. Chalo karo net effect. Automatically they have got credit in sacrificing ratio. 3,000 credit. 2,000 credit or 5,000 to premium for goodwill. Easy. I'm making you write journal entries only for practice. Exam mein you can just make the table, but table banana. Abhi likho. Cash account debit to premium for goodwill. 5,000, 5,000. Little fast, capitals bhi adjust karne hain. Premium for goodwill debit. 5,000. 2. Premium for goodwill debit 5,000. 2. R. 3,000. 2S. 2,000. Give the goodwill to old partners in sacrificing ratio. Raise the goodwill old ratio. Write off the goodwill new ratio. I want a message from all of you. Is this clear or not? Ma'am, कोई भी एक ही सिखाओ. I am teaching you both. You do that. I suggest you to do table method. Study material में कहीं sacrificing ratio easy है, तो go like that. कल हमने sacrificing ratio किया था. चलो. Shall we post this goodwill effect and all? Yes. First line of the problem. Read it very fast. Cash account debit 3,000, 2,000. Working note 2. Goodwill you are paying. And in the balance sheet, cash, write down inner column 4,000 plus goodwill 5,000 and plus capital 15,000. How much capital is getting? 15,000. Capital is getting 15,000. लिख दो. Dust का capital account credit, cash account debit. Goodwill came in cash 5,000. Capital came in cash 15,000. Are you all with me? लिखना हो क्या capital account में और balance sheet में? Now let us do the revaluation. Land is to be valued at 42. Land is 33. Balance sheet से revaluation में आना. 33 से it has become 42. 9,000 is increase in the value of land. Land account debit, revaluation credit. It's a profit. Land account debit, revaluation credit. It's a profit. Machinery to be depreciated by 5,000. आ जाओ. Everyone knows, so we are doing साथ में. Machinery 20,000. depreciate by 5,000, 15,000. And when you depreciate, revaluation account debit, machinery account credit, 5,000. Provision for doubtful debts to be raised, 2. Can you please underline the word to and not by? Already in data's provision is there, 22,000 are data's. Provision is 2,000. Now you want it to be 3,000. Outer column 19,000. So provision कितने से बढ़ाना है आपको? 1,000 से. 1,000 से. Provision is 2,000. Now this is 3,000. 1,000 से increase. When you increase the provision, it's a loss. Revaluation account debit to provision for doubtful debts. Please give it a 5 star. This is the silliest mistake students are doing. Provision को 3,000 से मत बढ़ाओ, 3,000 तक लेके आओ. It's already 2. Increase it by 1. Chalo, next. Another provision for probable damages. You know, you're doubting that some damages will be there, no? Please let us make a provision. So can I say by making provision for damages, you are increasing the liability? कितने से? 1,300. और debit क्या करो? Provision for damages. Provision for damages. Revaluation account debit. You are creating a provision. And immediately write here, provision for damages 1,300 in the balance sheet. If you are reading with me, if you are writing with me, you will not lag behind. Speed किसी को ज़्यादा लग रही, कोई पीछे रह गए तो बोलो. Profit and loss sharing ratio shall be so adjusted between rain and storm. ये तो हो गया. And capitals are to be adjusted. Super. Revaluation account हो गया. All adjustments are done. How much is the profit or loss in the revaluation? देखो. Quick. Anyone in the class is having doubt? 1,700 orally you can do. 2 partners capital account. Revaluation profit. 1,700. Put it in partners capital account. 1,700. Revaluation profit. 1,700 in the old ratio. Old ratio क्या है? आपको दिया था ना old ratio 3:2. 1,700 into 3 by 5. 1,020. 68. Revaluation profit, give it to old partners, old ratio. And now last, adjust the closing capital taking total capital as base. Taking total capital as base. So over to working note 3. Start with me. Statement of adjustment of capital accounts. Statement of adjustment of capital accounts. Statement of adjustments of capital account. Particulars. Rain, storm, dust, and total. Can we quickly write what is the closing balance right now? Closing balance है कितना बोलो? You have to calculate and write, dear students, but don't write it in the main answer because you want it to change. R का capital कितना है? Easy है, orally you can do. 44,020. 44,020. Next. Dust has got capital 15,000. एक zero गलती से लग गया extra 15,000. 22,680. 22,680. You all are having problem in your notebook. Calculate the total capital. 44,040 plus 22,680 plus 15,000. 81,700 you want. 81,700 you want. And you want the capital to come in their new profit sharing ratio 9:6:4. Total is 19. Closing balance, PSR, new, required closing balance. What is required closing balance? 81,700 ka 9 by 19. 81,700 into 9 by 19. 38,700 you want. Minus 44,020. Extra 5,320. Where you will put current account. Unless they say कि deficit, हाँ बोल ही दिया है ना आपको. Read the fifth bit. Excess deficit to be transferred to current account. Excess deficit in current account. Now 22,680 है. We want 81,700 into 6 by 19. 81,700 into 4 by 19. Are you doing with me? 81,700 into 6 divided by 19. 25,800 minus 22,680. 3120 S you have to get from your current account. 81,700 into 4 divided by 90. Oh, D, you to came now only. Still, you will also have to get because we want your capital to be 17,200, 2,200, 81,700. See, if you are keeping the total capital intact, it will be like mutual. आप कम है लेके आओ उतना ही, आप ज्यादा है लेके जाओ and all. But last problem, we didn't want the total capital to be 87,500. We wanted the capital according to these ratio. So we did it in a different way. Please at home without will compare both the problems. There I adjusted taking these capitals, so total capital will change. Your total capital is intact, but I want your RSD, listen, your closing balances are 4422, but can you make your closing balances in the PSR? Yes. Difference you adjust it in the current account. Now these figures we have to copy up. किसी को doubt है working note 3 is over. I want closing balances 38,700, 25,800, 17,200. So let us write it here. To closing balance 38,700, 25,800, 17,200. I want this as capital. $38,700, 25,200, 17,200. I want this as capital. ये भी negative है. So now please come to partners capital account and write this side current account. Storm, you have to get 3120. One second, I'll be back. Please write down. Okay. So 3120 and 2200, you are all having the working note. And now this side, R's capital is extra. So he will withdraw and take it in his current account. 5320. Now you will get the totals correct. Please do the totals of the capital account and complete this problem. 40,000 plus 3,000 plus 1020. 44,020. 44,020 is capital. 5320 you take home through current account. So your capital comes in the PSR. 22,000 plus 680 plus 3120. 25,800 is what is capital required. It was less. So S got 3120. 17,200. Actually, thus capital was 15,000. But according to PSR, we wanted 17,200. So from current account, you get it. Sometimes, dear students, they are giving you adjust it in cash. Okay, R5320 take home. Take it in cash, extra capital. S and D get it in cash. If they do the adjustment in cash, prepare a small beautiful cash account. Okay? Can we write here partners, capital account, rain, storm and dust. 38,700, 25,800, 17,200. And R's current account also. R's current account also 5320. S and D will have on opposite side. Don't be confused, please. S का current account debit side आएगा 3120. R, S और तीसरे पार्टनर का नाम क्या है? D. D's current account will also come on this side. 2,200. Right? Okay. Completed. Now one thing we have missed is opening balance sheet से closing balance check करना. If there is no change in that item, it should come same. Can we make up for the cash account? 24,000. Cash is 24,000. Goodwill and this data we have taken. Stock. There is no change in stock. So write it as it is. Don't miss out. Machinery we have taken, land we have taken, data we have taken. Now come on liability side. Creditors. Creditors are same. 35,000. So write it and do the balance sheet total. Balance sheet का total करेंगे. 38,700, 25,800, 17,200, 5,320, 1,300, 35,000. What is the total of the balance sheet? 123,320. 123,320. Check it on both the sides. Done. I will wait. I will recap and I'll tell you because this is a nice level of the problem. Yeah. Please check with me. Revaluation account, there is nothing except provision or liability create a provision for damages. Yes. RS and DR partners. Goodwill is brought in by D 5,000. Give it to old partners in sacrificing ratio. Capital you have taken. Revaluation and adjust the closing capitals in the PSR. Difference, both the sides you take it in the current account. That's all. Look at this table. Closing capital is this. Required capital is this. Excess or deficiency you adjust. Okay. So this is how you will do the adjustment of the capital accounts, and then journal entries and all is clear. Goodwill, I like this. Raise the goodwill old ratio right off. We are not bothered who is gaining, who is sacrificing. Right. Got few insights or not into admission of partners. Admission thoda jyada patiently padho. When I do retirement and death, revaluation concept is same. Goodwill is same. Adjustment of capital. Let D go. R and S balance partners. Can they adjust their closing capital into the required capital and adjust through current account? Same. So while you are learning, you will take time. Okay. Before we close, one thing I want to share with all of you. 1 minute. वो किया था ना हमने? 1 second. The PSR problems which I did yesterday, in that the way I have done today, that is also there. 1 minute. Did you all do it? If not, please keep with you all. These solutions are very nice. A and B are partners. They are admitting C and so on. Yeah, this one is. Between A and B, it is 5:3. Between C, B and C also it is 5:3. So C is 60% of 3. Are you getting? मैंने आपको 3/5 करके बताया. अब 3/5 कैलकुलेटर में आप करो तो 0.660% ही आता है. B's share in relation to A is 3/5. And I'm not able to write on this. This is there with you all also. C's share also should be 60% of B. 5 का 60% B है. तो B का जो रेशियो है 3, उसका 60% should be C. 3/5. So 1/8. Yes. Once you get 1/8, 5:3. 5 का 60%. 60% or 3/5. Yeah, 3/5. 5 का इसका 60% is 3/5. 3/5 का 60% is 1.8. Once you get this multiplied properly, you will get the same answer. This students have brought into my notice. I'm being very honest. I teach accounts, taxation, costing, all, but I go by that logic. कि 3 अगर 2/5 है तो 2 कितना cross multiply. But nahi, and if you want to follow this, this is institute's materials logic. You can do like this also, but write it in exam. And these all ratios are super easy. Practice more ratios. Yeah, you want me to show working note too? I will share. और किसका क्या मिस हो गया है बोलो? I think I'm going slow. फिर भी अगर कहीं कुछ मिस हो गया है तो आप पूछो. Working note टू कौन सा था? Goodwill. हाँ देखो. Raise the goodwill old ratio. Write off. अभी भी goodwill में I have to for admission में I have to teach you one more concept, and that is the memorandum revaluation account. I'll teach tomorrow. Memorandum revaluation account. कल करेंगे. And hidden goodwill also we will do tomorrow. When you finish writing, tell me. Any doubt you have, ask. Adjustment of the closing capital and all should be clear to you. Tomorrow, now till tomorrow we will not remember. Okay, it's over for you. All of you go to your booster notes very quickly. जल्दी से चलते हैं. ये रहा. Yesterday we have written concept कि क्या क्या checklist है. PSR, goodwill, revaluation, adjust. Do tell me, not today but tomorrow if you want, I can give you steps also. Mind mapping कि कभी गलत नहीं जाएंगे. अभी तो कुछ कॉमन पॉइंट्स लिख लो ना जो आपको नोट करने हैं एडमिशन के लिए ही. Adjustment of closing capital in PSR. Write down. Adjustment of closing capital in PSR. Statement. First क्या लिखोगे? Closing capital existing. Second, new PSR. I'm giving you the format. Third, required capital. Required capital, है ना? Required capital either taking total capital. Required capital either taking total capital as base. Required capital either taking total capital as base or incoming partners capital as base. जैसे दिया एग्जाम. So this is your required capital. 1 minus 4. Sorry, 1 minus 3. Closing capital and required. ये जो difference है, adjust it in. 1 minus 3 adjust करो. कहाँ adjust करोगे 1 minus 3 को? Just 2 seconds. I'll be back. एक बार. Okay, write down closing capital, new PSR, required capital, and the fourth one is adjust excess or deficit in cash or current account. Adjust excess or deficit in cash or current account. ये बहुत जरूरी है. You should write this format so that you remember what adjustments you have done. And one more, some notes you write down. Workmen compensation is a reserve. Workman's compensation is a reserve. Opening reserve minus closing reserve adjust in capital accounts. I hope you are getting. Workman compensation is reserve. Say opening is 12,000, but closing reserve you need only 3,000. अभी भी reserve रखना है as a liability. So 9,000 you can adjust in the capital accounts. Old partner, old ratio. Old partner, old ratio. Next. Employees Provident Fund is not a reserve. It's not a reserve. It's a liability. Employees Provident Fund is not a reserve. It's a liability. Okay? All of you have finished writing? In case anything more you want to add in the booster notes, let me know. Thank you so much. We will continue this with memorandum revaluation concept in tomorrow's class. Thank you. Bye-bye.